And good morning, folks. It's Saturday. It's time to do some pirating. Let me plug in my players here so they can hear me. Good morning, piratey type people.
Yar.
Good morning.
Yar. How be ya this morning?
Achy.
Doing good, Mr. Fool.
Did you guys happen to catch our new transition? Did you see that?
I did. That was
That
very
was
slick.
pretty slick, wasn't it?
It
Yeah,
was very slick.
thanks to Captain Alistair for that little bitty for me to add in there. He made that for me, and it looks
very
pretty
nice.
slick. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
It happened to be a project, and I had to learn. My old video editing software didn't want to work very well on Windows 10, so I thought, well, let's just get the Adobe package. So I had to learn Premiere, and that was some of the stock video that was in there, and I thought, that's pretty cool. And
That's
that
perfect.
would make a great transition effect.
Yeah, I had to have to play around a little bit. I actually had to put that in as a separate scene, transition to that scene, and then transition to this scene afterwards to get the fades to work right. But you know,
Hey,
radio production experience, cross fading and things. But here we are. You guys remember what you did last week?
yeah, I do.
You arrived at Port Royal.
That's right.
Yeah, after escaping an exploding volcano on an island
Yeah,
that
well,
had people that were also trying to kill us.
yeah, well, you walk a difficult path. What can I say? It's a savage world. But I don't have my rim shot queued up. Otherwise, I would have rim shot myself on that.
There you go. Diablo Bob, he puts crickets after his.
I have that one too.
Funny.
Yes,
The
we call
wah-wah
it fun.
trombone.
Yes, I have, all kinds of silly stuff. But meanwhile, you guys have pulled into the harbor at Port Royal. You were almost immediately contacted by Port Authority, who told you that that boat you were towing was reported as stolen, and they seized it from you, which you willingly gave up. Now, I'm going to assume that you peeled as much off of that boat as you could. Were you intending on getting rid of it anyways?
Probably.
Yeah, I knew they'd take it from us.
Yeah. So you guys already took the guns off of it. Your ship now has a full complement of guns from having taken the other set. Because the other ship, but it's getting on to evening. They won't have a berth for you in the harbor until tomorrow. What is it you guys, excuse me, want to do?
Discuss exactly how we're going to, obviously he introduced himself as Captain Alan Crane to the port authorities, who are some jumbos. I think that we really did we think that they were, was it somebody trying to take advantage of us, like rogues or something? Or?
No, not this time. That was I believe this was I'd have to go back and watch the stream because I was, riffing at the time, improving.
Yeah.
So, no, I believe it was all above board.
Okay.
And they told you that the ship would have to be seized, and you gave it up willingly, so there wasn't a fuss, and you seemed convincing enough that they didn't bother to question your credentials because you know, the ship's affairs were all in order, listing, Ms. Cookie as the owner, and if the owner's present, they're not really going to question who's currently the captain.
Speaking of Miss Cookie, we need to have a meeting with her, I think, and find, what does she intend to do? Does she need our assistance anymore? Perhaps we could captain her vessel.
Well,
Or crew her vessel.
she, all right, you will find her. She still has the captain's quarters because, well, it was her quarters as well. And you'll find her in there doing the books and, tallying things up. And she'll ask you to have a seat. And she will say, I assume you are here to discuss the vacant captaincy aboard the ship.
Madam, you are correct. So what are your plans?
Well, as of this point, I have no plans. The plan was we were going to sell this, our livestock, and some other things that we're carrying aboard for a sizable nest egg, and my husband and I were going to retire to Port Royal, but, well, may he rest in peace, my husband is no longer with us. And
The stern woman.
I am not certain I want to retire yet. I would offer the boat to you for sale, but I'm sure I don't believe you're a man of means and could not afford it. However, we could work towards an arrangement there that at some point I want to be dispossessed of this ship, and should you come into an amount of money that could secure it from me, it would be yours. But until that time, I seek to keep it operating because, well,
Gold is gold.
gold is gold, and, well, there's a lucrative amount to be made in moving the unseen, so to speak. And she will
Raise her eyebrows.
she will say, I trust you will be discreet about this, Captain. And she will get up out of her chair, and she
She's
will
a smuggler.
she will motion you to move, and she will push the table aside, and Yes, she will pull up a floorboard in the captain's cabin and show you that there's some boxes down there packed among straw and sawdust that you know might go unnoticed otherwise. She'll say there are certain imports here that you know are forbidden due to their location. War between the crowns and all. And well, I have a client that will pay very, very high prices for this Spanish wine, and she will then pop the floorboard back down. However, the British Crown frowns extremely upon dealing in goods of, well, and she will reach back into a little cubby hole, and she will pull out a bottle of wine. Make me a common knowledge roll. Um, okay, it's a bottle of Spanish wine with a fancy crest on it, but you do not recognize the crest. But yeah, she wasn't a smuggler until Spencer77 in the chat decided to complicate matters. So now she is.
Good morning, Spin. And good morning, Napes.
Morning. Apologies.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
No, I'm house sitting, so it's weird.
Yes, it is.
But I have a monster TV on the wall that I get to see everything through, so it's like, this is awesome. Talk about real estate
I am enjoying
and
my
window
weekend,
creep
Sven.
eventually.
Ah, yes.
So,
The more screens you have, the more windows you will have open.
yes.
Anyhow, yes, she is not above moving the criminal element. But whatever this wine is, it's in a very fancy glass bottle, and it has that fancy wax seal, maybe nobility or something. It looks very expensive.
Is she popping cork?
Yeah, she'll pop the cork on it. And man, just the aroma of the wine. This is some serious stuff, And she will say, this comes directly from Prince Philip's vineyards. Very hard to obtain. Supposed to be for his lips only. Enjoy. And she'll pour 2 cups.
I'll have a sip.
It is, if you like wine, it is, wine should not taste this good.
Well, I'll pass the cup over to my 2 associates here that are wanted as much as I am, and say, well, madam, as long as we're coming clean about things, perhaps you should know that our names may be on a list or 2.
Aren't we all?
Well,
Needless to say, my real name isn't Cookie.
well,
You don't say.
yeah. And my real name's not Alan Crane, but that's the way we're going to go right now. So, yeah, we're all about moving some wine, but there's somebody that we're kind of looking for at the same time. So, we may have to not go to the port we intended to at a specific time.
You're onto something else. Is there money in it?
Well, there could be a lot of money in it if we clear our names. And I think that, before we go ashore, we just kind of come clean about if she's going to come clean and show us that she's smuggling Spanish contraband wine here, that, they'd hang her for that.
Not just Spanish contraband wine. Spanish contraband wine stolen from the King of Spain.
Yes.
Wine that would get her in trouble in Spain for having.
Okay.
So this stuff, you know, I mean, you saw maybe 2 cases of it down there. Must be worth a fortune. And she'll say that, you know, chickens and goats don't fetch a lot of money.
By the way, could we
Which
haul
was the
something
bulk
else
of
besides
the.
livestock?
We can do whatever. That could be negotiated. The chickens and goats were just I mean, nobody wants to inspect a ship full of chickens and goats.
Well, you know,
There's
there are a
boy.
bunch of sailors. Well, that's true. That's true. That's true.
They
You
get
know,
a
I
whiff
get
of
your
that, and
point.
they'll come aboard and say, "Oh, livestock ship, go about your way, ma'am." They don't look around.
Nobody wants to walk around in an ankle deep pit of shit.
No, I
Yeah.
imagine that they use the chicken coops are on the gunport level, and they just open the gunports and scrape it out into the sea.
Yeah, probably.
I'll pipe up and say, that is a very clever cover.
Big old nice ship come into port and there's chickens flying all over the place.
Right? Yeah, it just, when it gets moored to the dock, it just, chicken feathers. Poof.
Oh, the
I
smell
noticed that the
smell of ammonia.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I noticed that you
that's
never
not
sell
okay.
the sheep. Is there a reason why you keep sheep on the ship?
Keep the sailors occupied.
Well, that's just the Scot ones.
Oh,
That's just the Scottish.
And the
Oh.
Welsh.
how low do we
That's
want
the
to go?
Welsh.
Well,
Well,
I
this is
don't
your
know.
channel.
Yeah, Rob.
I don't think we're going to go down. Oh, God, I really want to. Oh, why the hell not? How did the Scotsman find the sheep in the tall grass?
God, I know this
don't
one
know,
and I
Junior.
forgot.
Very satisfying.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Trying to get
I told you we were going to lower the bar today.
Yeah. Has the bar ever been above the ground?
No, we're going to install a down elevator for it.
All right.
I'm gonna dig a hole with it. Huh?
Anyways, before we get too crazy, let's reset everybody's bennies.
Yay.
Ooh, yay.
I'm gonna reset adventure cards, and I see it gave Alistair the extra one that he should have.
And
Marbanya,
That's good.
shorted me.
thank you for the sub.
I got an extra one. I got 3 now.
You guys should all have 3, except for
Okay.
Alistair should have 4 because of the thing that he played that permanently increased his number.
I also get 4.
Should you be getting 4? Did you also?
I have luck.
Luck gives you bennies, not extra cards. I'm talking about extra
Cards,
adventure cards. Yeah. Alistair gets an extra adventure card, but 1 fewer benny for the card he
Oh, that's
played
right.
last time. Yeah.
Yep.
So those are all freshed up. All right. So the question is, you guys came clean. She will ask, so what is your business here in the Caribbean? Are you just running?
We are looking for
That
Lord Trevor.
murderous bastard Lord Trevor, because we want to
Yes.
fillet his guts into garters.
what Mr. Bloodknock said. Yes.
All right, hold on. Cookie. I've heard the name Lord Trevor. Some high mucky muck back in England, well connected to the Admiralty. But that's all she knows about him. What about him? You say he's What has he done?
Madam, there are things that you may yet require to see before you believe them. Much like the four of us. And I think Mr. Jeffers here would agree that there are forces in this world at work that I was not aware of. Well, it seems that Lord Trevor's found a way to tap into those, and he actually would like to see our dear queen removed from the throne.
And she
And-
will mutter something. And does he deal with the devil? You can see a little bit of a fervor in her eye, and she'll reach, up and, clutch at something that's on a chain that hangs below her blouse so you can't see it.
Yeah,
You get the
I-
feeling that she's
yeah.
a fairly religious person, or maybe superstitious, you don't know.
Yeah, so I take out my medallion and patron saint of sailors and give it a kiss and madam, that's precisely what I'm speaking of. Perhaps. I hope it's not that bad, really. Blood knock, Nate. Hopefully it's not the devil, right?
I'm just growling and kind of spitting.
He needs a night on shore, I think.
These are dark times, sir. But no, dark times call for stalwart souls, and maybe the good Lord above has put our paths together for a reason. Whatever that reason may be, I'm in. However, I cannot speak for my crew. They were loyal to my husband, and a few of them may be loyal to me, but most of them are not. Most of them are of the superstitious tradition that women have no place aboard a ship, and will probably
And
not
there's
be continuing without the late Captain Sheffield.
And I, when she says that, not good to for women or whatever, a low growl comes from me, but
Well, it's commonly known among sailors that a woman aboard is bad luck.
It's very bad luck.
exactly.
They are an albatross.
Yep.
And bananas.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Albatross.
bananas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Albatross.
Bananas,
Yes, I've
actually,
read it
there's a
all.
reason
Try
for
not to say it.
bananas. Bananas give off a gas that causes other fruit to rot faster, which is
Ah.
why they don't use bananas aboard ships. Yes, I forget the name of it. It gives off a chemical that
Ah.
causes other fruits to decompose faster, so bananas aboard ship are a no-no.
So Napes,
Yes.
it would be nice to know just what our standing is. Do you think that you could get a hold of maybe just get a peek at perhaps the governor's communications back with Mother England? How does Jeffers stand? Is he wanted now? We don't know
Oh.
any of these things, and maybe it's just asking a few questions. But we can't go ashore here at Port Royal using our real names.
Well, no.
No,
I don't
you'll
think-
need.
Disguises.
I don't think they know my name. They may know
Well,
what I look like.
Bear in mind that this is not the modern age. It's not like they can, go to Google and Google a picture of what you look like.
Exactly.
You're only known by your name. And, the only way you'll be recognized here is if somebody you know from before sees you. As both of you being naval officers and this being a Navy port, there is the possibility that you will run into somebody who knows who you are. And then, if that happens, there is a possibility that that person knows you're wanted, but it is not necessarily common knowledge.
Right.
So it
So-
might be wise to take the British naval officer jackets off and maybe buy a kind of an old, used, tattered, nice coat here in the port. Some corpse didn't need anymore.
You've got the late Captain Sheffield's wardrobe. It's um, a little loose on you as he was heavier set than you, um, but it's decent, civilian clothing.
More bacon will take care of that.
I could go shopping and get you each a new coat.
Port Royal is a big city. It would be easy to, find whatever you want here.
Well,
Well, is the Caribbean in the summer as well? Are you going to really want a coat?
No.
It's
No.
probably fucking hot.
Especially, yeah. Well, you're probably not wearing those Royal Navy coats anyway, because they're
Yeah.
dark blue.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. I'm sure
wool.
you guys ditched those
Oh,
once
ditch
you
those
got
long
away
time
from
ago.
the early April mid-April in London after the Great Freeze was pretty chilly. The Great Freeze didn't reach the Caribbean. It's probably, at the end of May, in the low
Oh, yeah.
90s with really high humidity. So it's,
Thank God for ocean breezes, huh?
so it's, action points. We've got to find this Lord Trevor. Okay, he came to meet Amaro Pargo.
he came
Right.
here looking for Amaro
Looking
Pargo.
for Amaro Pargo, who's a well-known pirate in the region. Okay.
Well,
So-
yeah, he is. Amaro Pargo is to the Spanish what Sir Francis Drake is to the English. He is a Spanish privateer wanted by the English for piracy because, well, vice versa. English privateers are wanted by the Spanish for piracy. But he is, in Spanish circles, he is a very well thought of, upstanding nobleman. No. And Drake came here looking for him. You have to figure out why and what Drake did here. There's a number of places you guys could start. But it is getting on to evening. You guys are still on the boat in the harbor. Is there anything you want to do on this evening? Napes, did you want to, do as the captain said and go see if you can scare up some information?
Yeah, I can try.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the part and look forever the little cabin boy kind of a thing.
All right. So you're going ashore. Are you going to take a boat or are you going to swim?
Well, if somebody wants to row me in or something.
why don't we send?
Why doesn't you
I mean,
just
the
go?
water is warm, and you're pretty sure the water is safe.
Why don't we
There's-
send 2 of our people in though with the jolly boat, Mr. Jones and Mr. Rupert
restock the ship?
or
Put
Smitty?
in more.
Yeah.
Wait, there's Bernard is my what do you call it?
Is your buddy?
Kind of,
Is your
sort of, yeah.
buddy?
He's the other one that's up in the.
So you
All
want
right.
to send him with you on the boat?
Yeah,
I
well,
don't
you
know
could
if I
send
can-
2.
Let's see
2
if I
of
can
them.
share Jones with her.
I wonder
mean,
if
you
you
can
can.
still-
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can
you
control
should have Jones now. You've got Jones. You could take Jones and they can and Bernard or whoever you got there they can row you into shore, help you load up some supplies. You can kind of
Alright.
snoop around and I can have a little meeting with the rest of the crew and let them know what's going on, to a certain extent.
All
That's
right.
you know.
So Napes, they're gonna row you ashore. Um, it is not quite dark, but it is getting on to evening. You can smell food cooking out in the places near the dock. Um, Warm summer breeze. Where do you want to go? Options. There's the naval yards. There's a local garrison here. There's the governor's mansion. There are other you know mansions and estates. There are upscale and low scale taverns. There's the market. There's the harbor master. All kinds of places you could go and explore. Where do you want to go?
Hmm.
Bear in mind that the captain has sent you to find out if they know about you guys in Jefferson, what your statuses are,
Right.
and
That,
anything
and
else
if
you
you,
can find out.
yeah, anything on perhaps, Lord Trevor, Lord Fukar, which direction he went.
Right.
And Jones and Bernard or Bernard, as he pronounces it,
Oh,
will
that's right, Bernard.
will wait at the pier for you to return and guard the jolly boat.
Okay. Good. Um. Yeah. Well, we can go into. Let's see. Sorry, just cover and I'm continuing notes on another page here. So just to. Okay. Yeah, I think first thing we'll go in and we can find a I think the plan, I guess out of character, will be go in, maybe find a the tavern that all of the British would be in, so to speak.
All right.
And find also when we get in, have Bernard and who's the other one that's
Jones.
Jones. Okay.
All right.
Check the oh Lord,
Make me a
the
common
dock
knowledge roll.
master.
You're going to go to the dock masters. Are you going to go
Yeah,
there
just
first? Where are you going to
well,
go first? That's all I need to know now.
okay, I'm gonna go to a tavern,
A
but
seedy tavern, a nice tavern, or somewhere in between.
when we get actually there, I'm going to look for where it seems like the majority of the British officers and sailors and such are. Does that make sense?
All right.
Basically, it's just kind of a looking to see what's who's
You asking around town,
yeah.
you learn that one of the popular places among the English sailors is the Three Ferrets Tavern. You know, the food is suspect. The booze is watered down, but a lot of people
Popular.
operate out of there. Um, you also know that occasionally the less savory types hang out at a place called the Bottle and Blade, which is a pretty rough neighborhood. And then up on the hill is a place that doesn't have a name, that is only known as the Gentleman's Club. That is a very it is a very upscale exclusive. The local nobility and the British officers hobnob there, but
Ah,
getting in could be difficult.
a little bit, yeah.
So, which of these places would you like to visit?
Hmm.
How stealthy are you? Do you think you can get into the Hobnob Tavern? Because you just want to listen.
Well, yeah. Well, and I could,
So the 3 for Tube Tavern.
right?
Fur tubes, that's
Um,
what we used to call ferrets.
For tubes.
Because they are, they're like tubes of fur.
Yeah.
With legs.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Fight.
I have an idea. We can try the what do you call it? The hoity-toity. Might as well go
The
right for the
Gentleman's
gusto.
Club.
The Gentleman's Club.
All right, you
And
go
I-
wandering up into that part of town, kind of up on the hill. The shops are fancy, and some of them are still open in the evening. There are lanterns on poles in this part of town, and up at the top of the hill is a gentleman's club, and there are two rather stuffy looking gentlemen in waistcoats standing out in front of an ornate set of double doors. There's the canopy that comes down to cover the door, and through the crystal windows you can see high society sitting at tables, hobnobbing, dining on exquisite French cuisine and sipping their wines and preening to each other. Looks all very fancy, and you can see a few officer uniforms in and among the crowd in there. And
Okay.
there's the two guys outside appear to be footmen or doormen of some sort, and they're just kind of standing there with eternal constipation scowls on their faces, and they don't even look at you.
No, nope, and I didn't expect them to.
But a few other people that pass you in the street kind of look at your raggedy urchinly look and kind of maybe take a half a step to the side as they pass you in the street.
I'm not looking. Sorry, I didn't specify what I was. I'm looking to look like a ship's boy.
Yeah, you don't look like
So-
upper crust, and that's why
No,
if you look like anything but them, you will get this treatment.
got it. Okay, perfect. Because that's what I want to get the, we don't even care about you and your,
Most will assume that you're just being about business for somebody important, because you're certainly not somebody important.
There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna. How close is this club to like other buildings?
Actually, it stands on the crest of this hill, kind of by itself. There's it's got the front is has big crystalline paned windows that look into a dining area, and then
Yeah.
as you go around the sides, the windows also look in, and you're going to wander around the back of the building. You can see that there's a walled-in enclosure, like a courtyard or something, with a gate where maybe a cart can go in and out, and you can see
Anybody guarding that?
the gate. No, it's nearly dark, but
At least.
the gate is pulled shut.
Okay. And if I go over, well, what kind of wall is it?
It looks like
Stone,
8 foot
wood.
tall. Probably this particular place, cut stone wall. Doesn't look like it would be really difficult to get over.
Right. That's what I was hoping for. And then if I go
Make
up
me
to
a
the-
notice check.
Okay. Oh God.
Because you've wandered around the side, and it's, not as brightly lit up here as it is in the other parts of town. Let's see what you notice.
Hang on. Does that notice?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right. As you go around, you can notice in the enclosure, you can see smoke coming up out of there, and you can hear the sounds of maybe an outdoor kitchen back there.
Ah,
Like there are people in that courtyard area doing things.
okay. All right. Can I see like through where the gate is so that I can
All right, if you go up to the gate, yeah, you can see through. You can see
Okay.
what look like half a dozen servants. There looks like there's a brick oven out there and a grill with some meats going on it, and a couple of pots over a fire. It looks like there's an outdoor kitchen, and they're out there prepping food. Um,
What are they wearing?
um,
Is there
Typical,
like
white linen and aprons. They're dressed like servants.
okay. And you said there was a couple of shops that are still open. Is one of them clothing?
Um, Up in this area, yes, but it won't be servants' clothing. It will be noble clothing.
Okay. Let's see.
Make me another notice check.
Okay.
Over there against the wall, by the door that goes into the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
is a nice, crisp stack of clean servant uniforms.
Excellent.
But all of the people working in the kitchen are between you and them. You
Right.
also notice that kind of leaning in the doorway that goes into the inner area in the shadows is another one of the guards, but he's kind of difficult to see, but he's in there kind of watching out into the yard. So the
Okay.
yard is not completely unwatched.
Okay. And you said up in the corner there's is the uniforms.
Yeah, there's
If I were to say I got two ways I can do this. I can climb up and over and hope nobody sees me if I drop down, or
you could always also it's a fairly large building.
yeah.
In that it is a country club. The dining room takes up the front portion of the building, but it is a two-story stone building that is rather large. You might be able to find another way into it.
Oh,
Although
okay.
dressed the way you are, you would stand out if you got
Yeah.
caught inside it.
Actually, I'm gonna try my luck. Famous last words. And I'm gonna if I try to like open the gate, does it open?
It Actually it's a gate that you grab from one side and kind of shove it to the side, and it'll slide. It would probably make quite a bit of noise doing it.
Right, but I'm sure there's enough noise coming from the kitchen people. Oh, you got to get this. I'm thinking like,
Maybe with
you know,
with a really good stealth check, you might be able to get the gate wide enough open to get through it without making noise.
okay. I'm gonna let's see. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna go back around the front. I'm gonna go down a little ways, so I'm like coming up the hill again, or a little bit. Is there like a water trough there somewhere?
Out in front.
Not of that building, but of a different building down the way.
I'm going to say no, because here in the islands, horses aren't as prevalent as they might be in other parts of the world. So there probably aren't water troughs. Are you looking for something to hide behind?
Nope. Nope. All I want is rain barrels.
Yes, there are rain barrels.
Okay. So I'm gonna just go to one, just because I'm gonna, grab a drink, and then I'm gonna, spritz some on my face so that it looks like I'm sweating. And then I'm gonna be like, all right, and I'm gonna run up the hill, look like I've been running for a bit, and then get to the front, with the two dudes standing there.
They'll kind of
And
look down
like
at you
I'm-
and scowl, and one of them will kind of have a disgusted look on his face, like, ew, children.
Sorry, but I was supposed to start serving tonight. I need to get in there. And
One will look
I'll
at the
just-
other,
Is this
and
the
they'll
right
say,
door? If
this
I don't
ain't-
get back there,
well, I'd say you're already in trouble, Missy, and no, this ain't the servant entrance. I can't let you go through here.
now I don't look like a girl, so just an FYI, hair's up,
Alright.
the whole 9 yards. So, yep, I'll go around and say, all right, so where do I go?
Servant's entrance is around back. Now,
Yes, sir.
be
Thank you.
gone before somebody important sees you here.
Aye, sir. Yes. And I'm gonna run around the back, and then I'm gonna just push open the door because I'm not gonna be stealthy about it.
All right.
Because now I
A
actually
couple
have
of the
somebody that
servants-
said, go around back.
A couple of the servants will kind of look over at you for a moment, and
Say,
then they'll go about their business.
all right, cool.
What's your play?
All right, I'm gonna look in and I'll say I was supposed to start tonight, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm a little late, but if I don't make money, my pa's gonna beat me
Alright.
up, and
A
all
tall-
that stuff. What do
A
I
tall,
do?
skinny guy will go over to a shelf and he will grab a tunic. Is like, put this on.
Yes, sir. And I put it on, and make it look kind of like what the other people are doing, and
And then he'll he'll turn and he'll take a tray of something out of one of the brick ovens and slide a whole bunch of warm, toasty smelling rolls that just smell so
Oh.
good onto a tray and say, here, take this to the service table.
yes, sir. And I'm gonna pick it up and make my way right past the guard at the door.
And whoever this guy was, he didn't even question you. The guy at the door, he's kind of looking bored. He didn't even question you. And all right, you go down a hallway past a bunch of different doors, and you come out into a back area where you can see a bunch of different food laid out, and servants, taking the stuff, and one of them will take the snatch the tray of rolls from you and turn and move off with it, leaving you standing there. What are you going to do?
I'm going to what do I see in this room? Like, what's the layout of this room?
There are a number of tables that have different stuff that was prepared from the kitchen out back. It's brought in here where, according to menu orders, it's plated and taken out to the customers.
Okay. And where is the doors that go out into the actual...
There is a doorway that goes out into the actual dining area, but you will notice that the servants that go out into the dining area are dressed a whole lot more fancy than the kitchen uniform you have on.
Okay. Then I'm going to go and kind of nonchalantly check the doors that are there. Is there any of them that are like open in that hallway?
You're gonna, all right, you're gonna sneak off. Make me a stealth check.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna make like I'm going back to get more food.
But you're being sneaky. Make me
I
a
am gonna
stealth
be
check.
sneaky. Okay. And oh my god, I can't read anything. It's so bad. I think it's okay. There are drawbacks to having. No, that's athletics. What is that?
If you type slash scale UI space 150,
Oh,
it will
oh, there it is.
make the entire user interface huge. So and
Wait,
easy
what
to
is it?
read.
Okay, hang on.
Slash scale UI space and then like 125, and that'll change the scale of the interface to 125% and make everything bigger and easier to read.
Okay.
If that's your issue.
Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. One more time because I was trying
Here,
to
I'm
find
gonna type it.
do it in what do you call it? Discord, please. Cuz that I can read.
All right, give me a second.
Sorry. Look, I can't see. The words are like this big. And they're
Oh, because
across
you're
the
playing
room.
on that great big TV.
I've got well, I've got the TV,
Yeah,
but I've also got
there you go. I put it in
okay.
Discord. Use that. In fact, you can copy and paste that command into your
Oh god, that's gonna be so much easier. All right.
and it'll scale up to 200%.
Cool. Okay, so you've got it as 125.
That 125 is just an example. That's where I have my scale at. And that's decent for me to read because my eyes are bad too. But it'll go a
Nice.
lot bigger than that. Yeah. I had one for Classic Fantasy Grounds that made the font 14 point instead of the 11 point that it is, which was really nice. But it didn't translate to
Oh my god, I can
the
read
Unisenior
things!
version.
Yay! Oh, Lord. Okay, yeah, I'm at 200%. God, thank you. All right, and you said stealth.
Yes. All right, you slide out of the area. You start checking doors.
Yep.
All right. Roll me a d12.
Ooh. One sec. Make that a little shorter. Alright, now I can see my whole character sheet. Jeez. D12. Okay.
All right. The first door you tried is locked. We're going to put
Okay.
you on hold for a minute. Let's go back to the
Yes.
boat. You guys sent Napes off. The sun is going down. Are you guys just going to wait it out, or do you want to go ashore and now that the sun is down and you're harder to notice, handle some business yourself?
Yeah, I think before we meet with the crew, we'll probably do that like before we depart. You know, I don't want loose tongues wagging right now, but we've got cargo to sell. So I'm going to look through the captain's journals. Who was his contact here for the livestock? Take care of that kind of business first of all. Probably meet a few contacts doing that.
Actually, the name of the contact. Give me a second here. There we are.
And this boat begins with a D. What's the name of it?
The Daring. Daring. All right. The and Cookie will tell you the gentleman to which this consignment is the livestock and the other accoutrements are being negotiated by the governor's administrator, a gentleman by the name of Scott Bradley.
All right, Scott Bradley, the governor's administrator. This is for the governor. Oh, oh.
No, it's for the governor's
Oh.
administrator. That
Right.
man has machinations of his own. I'm sure the governor doesn't know about this.
Okay.
Governor Lynch is steadfast, He's very much hates pirates, piracy, and smuggling in all its forms,
Okay,
and would
so
not approve.
this was the wine.
Ooh.
This was
The
wine.
the
that
wine and the livestock was just to cover for the wine.
Okay.
It all goes to the same man.
Okay. Very good. So we're going to move that, possibly find something of value here to truck somewhere else. I don't know what it would be, what a big export Port Royal would have right now. Sugar cane or...
Sugar is the biggest, but most of the let's see, sugar and coffee, but most of these exports, their value is back in Europe.
What about horses? We're already equipped to haul livestock.
Not a lot of horses in the Caribbean.
The
There-
what
islands
I
are not
figured.
that big.
The horses that you find here tend to more be of the thoroughbred, and horses are a luxury that are usually employed by noblemen or are labor on the plantations. The casual riding horse of the latter half of the 19th century America isn't a thing yet. Not
Okay,
out
so-
here.
So we need to arrange to get the livestock off, get the wine delivered, which will take place tomorrow when we get a berth, and then we'll take on sugar. What do you think?
The other exports here are bananas, small quantities of other fruit, and timber. But if you take on bananas, you can't take on other fruit. You have to take on bananas. But-
Rather take on timber.
Yeah, timber is valuable everywhere.
What do you think, Stitch?
Timber. Yeah, timber's probably the safest bet.
It won't rot.
And what's the do we think we can make a profit on it? I mean, is the price here low?
The price here is pretty low. It's one of the exports. There are places where you make a good profit on it. Some of the islands here don't really have forestable, interiors.
Another I would think would be Jamaican rum.
Yeah,
Take it out
The-
to some of the smaller islands where there's no distilleries.
yeah. Rum would also be a big export here. But if you guys wish, Miss Cookie is an astute business person and has been doing such things, for a long period of time. She will tell you that if you wish, she will
Manage the business end of the ship.
manage the business end of the ship,
Yes.
arranging cargoes. Because if you guys really want to get into it, there's a fairly detailed system of cargo, how much cargo your ship can hold, and if you want to get into that, but it's really, I never
That's
intended that to be the
bookkeeping and-
scope of this campaign, so we're not going to dial into that, and it would be easier if she handled the affairs, but she will say that
Cool.
she will go talk to Administrator Bradley, and that she expects a sizable sum of money. But she did let the tidbit be dropped that what Bradley is doing, the governor doesn't know about. And, information is key. And you never know when that could be leveraged. But
So I think that Stitch and I would both like to know who this Scott Bradley is, what he looks like. So if we can track him down, meet him, tell him that Cookie's on the ship, he can deal with her. We've got somebody waiting to row him out there, or whatever, and then.
He's an important man. You'll probably have to go see him. Okay. Somebody
so
will.
At least we get our eyes on him. We know what he looks like. We know where to find him. And then I think we go peek in the window at one of the more upscale drinking establishments and gentlemen's clubs or whatever, and see if we know anybody, and if we don't, go in, sit down. Do we look decent? Do we look decently dressed?
Make some new friends.
Yeah.
Maybe you could convince me that there's something in the former Captain Sheffield's wardrobe that would make you look distinguished. Maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think you could do to convince me of that?
Well, none of his clothes are going to fit me anyway because I'm like a wire.
Persuasion roll.
Oh. No, not what I'm looking for. But
you're looking for a Benny, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah, that's what I thought. There you go. He's got some Sunday go to meeting clothes in here.
Yeah, there's stuff. There's a long coat that'll look pretty good on Mr. Stitch, and actually, Mr. Stitch, because you and Lieutenant Jeffers have a similar build, Lieutenant Jeffers has some finery that he is willing to loan you.
Okay.
A little tight in the crotch, but otherwise,
yeah. Well, of course. Yeah, we'll gussy ourselves up and go schmooze at the high-end bar.
All right, so you guys, it is dark.
Stitch's new nickname is Captain Tight Pants.
You guys wander through town, and you can definitely see the upscale part of town is, up the hill away from the harbor. And, as you get up there, Stitch, you've been to Port Royal before. You know about the Gentlemen's Club. Being a junior officer, you have probably been here before. And as you guys come up, you can see it's a rather fancy building. It has, high arched windows with crystal panes, and you can see, people hobnobbing and such in there. Two dour-looking, well-dressed gentlemen, beefy-looking gentlemen, standing out front, just kind of scowling off into the night. What do you guys want to do?
Go in.
Nobody that we recognize, right?
It's because the windows are kind of, they're not smooth glass. The images are distorted, so you really can't make out particular people or details through the windows. Just kind of get a general idea. But, yep, as you guys go up, dressed in your finery and stuff, they will step aside, and one of them will open up the door. As you go in, you will see that there's a maitre d' inside. He will look at both of you, kind of sniff and say, "Fresh off the boat today, gentlemen. Right this way." And he will lead you to a table in the back corner. And I'll give you guys notice checks. Well, this is the 18th century. Nobody smells fresh, but you guys smell like salt spray.
Wow, that's some lag.
Yeah, I just got that too.
Yeah, I got it as well.
Yeah, Fantasy Lands is having its moment.
Would I have had a chance to... How long it had been since I took those wounds? Would I have had a chance to soak this one up?
Nope, you've got one more day.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're still walking a little gingerly.
Go.
All right,
Get my giddy up.
Alistair, you're going through the room. You can notice that there are a number of young noblemen here. The clientele here is almost exclusively male, except for a very few of the gentlemen have either what might be their wives or mistresses with them, but most of them are unaccompanied as they dine in small groups. You can see a few naval officers, but no faces you recognize. And they'll take you and sit you in the back corner. All right. However, Alistair, you're pretty sure that that gentleman over there at the large table that's being attended to by several people is Governor Lynch. He's got the powdered wig, and he's, by the way people are addressing him, he's either the governor or somebody else very important. And Stitch, you having been here before, know that the plantation owners are rich and very powerful here. And so there's probably some very rich people in this room. But, nobody seems to pay you any mind. What do you guys want to do?
Listen.
All
Pay
right.
attention to the conversations going on around us, which I'm absolutely fucking lousy at.
Yeah. I'm just kind of watching people, see who's coming and going.
See if we can hear about any information that pertains to what we're looking for.
All right. I'm going to go off of the notice checks you already had. Stitch, you hear, general conversation about, the typical thing. You overhear that in 2 days' time, the governor's summer cotillion will be happening, and it is the event of the season, and that, the well-to-do from all over the Caribbean, have been known to attend this, gala event, and all of the who's who would be invited to that. And that, if there's somebody you're trying to network with, snagging an invitation to the governor's cotillion is a must-have. Alistair, you overhear more. Where you're sitting at the next table over are a group of young men talking about two of their number that, they hope will make it back because they miss drinking with them. And you overhear them talking about, them being recruited. And you hear the name of Lord Trevor kind of float across in that conversation a little bit. But you didn't get any details. But what you get out of it is you think that it sounds like that several of the young nobles, and you also get that these guys are all members of a fencing academy. That perhaps Lord Trevor was recruiting blades for a cause. All right. Napes, I'm going to go back to you. You're fishing around for an open door. Make me another D12 roll.
Okay. Come on, D12, be good to me.
Jingo, I'm sorry, what was the name of this place?
The Gentleman's Club. It doesn't have a name.
The name is so secret that they can't even put it out on the front.
Nope.
That's
It is basically either you know or you don't. Either they're going to let you in or they're not. And you guys looked presentable enough that they didn't question you. They let you in. But had you come looking like common sailors, they would not have even talked to you. They would have just pretended you weren't there.
Yeah.
Like you were meant to be there, and they'll leave you the fuck alone.
Yep. Oop, ouch.
And
Okay.
all right.
All right. What does a 7 get me?
A 7 finds you an unlocked door that
Sweet.
appears to open into it looks like a gaming parlor. There's a large round table covered
Okay.
in green fabric with chairs
Mhm.
spaced equally around it. There is a bar against the wall with a number of bottles of liquor. There's a currently unlit chandelier hanging above it. The room is dark, but it looks like a private parlor room,
Ah,
maybe for playing cards.
right.
It smells of liquor and tobacco.
Lovely. I'm gonna, look around me. As soon as nobody's looking, I'm just gonna kind of slip into the door.
Yep, nobody's paying attention to you. You can slip in the door and shut it. But now it's dark in here.
Yep. With the, I'm like, just reach
There are
over
no
and turn on the
windows in
light. But,
there are no windows in this room. Yeah.
I'm guessing that it's not a legal place. When
Maybe,
I
maybe
did
not.
that quick little open of the door, did I see any sconces on the wall?
There are lamps burning in the hall. You could take one of those off of the hook, but it might be missed.
Right. That's what what I meant was inside the room when I peeked in
No,
and was
you would need a candle taper or something to light the candles in the lamp.
right.
Light is not
Okay.
convenient in the 18th century.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to. You said there was like one big table in the center
Yeah.
and then a bar off to the side.
Yep. I mean, after your eyes, there's a little bit of light coming from under the door. It's dim in
Yep.
here, but after a moment, your eyes will adjust. And
Okay,
you
that's
can
what I
hear
was.
people going by, back and forth.
Yep. Yep.
There is also a fireplace in here.
Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna make my way over to the fireplace and look for, something to, light the fireplace.
All right.
Or something to, light something. See if there's any. I don't know if there's any candles or lamps
I
near
don't
the
know.
fireplace.
I don't know. There could be, maybe.
Oh.
Maybe the coals in the fireplace are still warm. Who knows?
Oh, okay.
Perhaps you should
Maybe,
And
yeah,
Benny.
maybe I should do something about that. Hang on, just kind of. What do I have? Oh no, that's not gonna help me. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a Benny at that because.
All right, you'll be able to
have-
fish a hot coal out of the fireplace and get the lamp in the room lit.
Sweet.
All right, there's some, paintings on the wall, and there's a bookshelf over there with, some stuffy looking books. You probably don't read English, so none of them mean anything to you.
Yeah, I don't. Actually, she doesn't read at all. So.
Unless you took illiterate as a hindrance, you do. You do read.
Did.
You did. Okay, so you don't read then.
Mm-mm. Nope. I'd be like, go to the shop called this.
Books. Bye.
Yeah. books. Yeah. And then so then I'm gonna make my way over to the bar.
All right.
And behind the bar, I'm because I am, and all that. Looking for maybe money box or some such, or maybe keys. Oh, I forgot. I have a key.
You do. Make
Yep.
me a notice check.
Okay. I'd like to. I can't do it because it's a double.
You can't Benny that.
Okay. Yep. I'm going to look
All
and
right.
smack my head on the side of the bar. Or
No,
something.
you go to look, and all of a sudden you hear. This isn't a direct critical failure, but we're just going to complicate things for you.
Of course.
You hear the door handle on the door start to turn.
Okay. I'm
You could hide behind the bar. That's pretty much the only place there is to hide right now.
okay.
And you can only barely fit back there because it's not a full bar. It's just like a cabinet with liquor on it.
Okay.
Make me a stealth check.
Actually, I was going to do a quick I don't know how far it is, but I was going to try to get to the fireplace and look like I'm stoking it.
Okay. Then make me an athletics check.
Okay. That is here. Oops, come back here.
All right. So.
Can I Benny that one?
Yes, you can.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, oh wait, that's not a failure. I can Benny that one. There's something to be said for having too much real estate to do stuff on. Alright. And don't forget, I've got my pace is heightened and
oh yeah,
all that good stuff, and fleet-footed, free runner, all that fun stuff.
So go ahead and make your check.
Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, go. Yes! How about that?
The door open and three well-dressed, rather snooty-looking young men come in. And they'll see you poking at the fire. And one of them will plop his butt down in the chair while another one goes over to the bar and snags up a bottle of liquor, and the third one will kind of he'll step inside and he'll reach into a pouch and pull out a big fat cigar and take a candle out of the candelabra that you so lovingly already have lit and start to puff on a cigar, and he'll, as he puts the candle back up, he'll blow a cloud of smoke in your direction and say, "That will be all, boy."
Yes, sir. And so I'll just kind of, put the stuff down and, give a little bow and walk out the door.
Hold on.
Yeah. Woo. Okay. And
oh, right as you reach the door, he reaches his foot out and hooks yours, and you trip and fall out the door. After which point he'll shove the door shut, leaving you laying in the hallway, and him and his buddies laughing. He just pulled a dick move on you.
Oh yeah, he did. All right, bloody bastard. May Loki rain terror on you for the rest of your days. And she sends that thought off.
All right. Meanwhile, gentlemen, you're sitting in the they'll come and they will they will take your order and give you the choice. Basically, you have the choice between the beef, the fowl, or the fish.
No fish for a while, hopefully. If they've got beef, he'd take beef.
They have beef. And it's probably expensive, but I'm not going to sweat you guys on your coins. You have enough to afford it, although it'll tap you pretty good. But as you sit here in the dining room, you'll notice some people will leave and more will come. And at one point, the governor and his entourage will get up and leave. What do you guys want to do next?
Well, I'm going to play a card. And a contact comes through the door, somebody that I've known before, Wilbur Cockburn. He's a scallywag that once sailed several eastern excursions with me, and he seems to know these younger men, these members of the fencing academy, and so maybe he can find out where Lord Trevor was destined. I'll have to grab his attention when possible. Of course, I'd tell him the name I'm using, of which he would probably give me the name that he is currently using.
Yes, I do have a name that he is currently using. Give me a moment here. He is currently using the name of Edward Lowe. And he is currently serving one of the rich merchant houses here, probably as a man-at-arms or something. He comes in, he'll notice you. He will come and sit down and toast to times gone by and ask what brings you to town.
Well, I would introduce him to my well, what are you going by here, Stitch?
You're muted. I see you talking, but I don't hear you.
I am muted. Here I go by the name of Yosser. Yosser.
Yosser.
Yasser. This is my associate, Mr. Arafat. And
I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, you've got one up on him then, because it's hard to charm this guy. So, hey, we find ourselves looking for someone who, those louts that you were talking to over there, those little fencing academy boys or whatever.
About this time, you see the fencing academy boys get up and go into the back area.
Oh, what are they about? Maybe a card game or something?
Probably gonna go play cards, and their parents are very rich people here, so they enjoy the fruits of somebody else's labor, as most rich boys do.
What's it take to get invited to a game like that?
Well,
probably more money than I have.
Let me see what I can do. Probably wouldn't take well to you walking in on this, but I could certainly arrange to get you into an actual formal game. They do hold them every now and then.
That may be helpful in the future, but I suppose you're joining them for the night back there. If you might happen to hear where this Lord Trevor took their buddies off to.
Oh, Lord Trevor. I know some things about Lord Trevor.
Oh, you do?
I do. Because you played the card, this will allow you to learn something that you would have had to go somewhere else to learn. What you will learn is that the Navy commander, the Commodore, Commodore Temple, is not real happy with the governor right now because Governor Lynch leveraged him to resupply Trevor's British warship, the Warspite, despite the fact that it left the garrison here short on shot and powder. Something that is not widely known. That until the next supply ship shows up, right now, Port Royal doesn't really have the powder to defend itself against an attack. Commodore Temple is really not, happy about that, but Governor Lynch insisted. And so the Navy is not really happy with Governor Lynch or Lord Trevor. That's something that you will learn. But that's a tidbit that you will learn without having to go deal with the Navy directly to learn it.
Good. I don't really want to have to go play cards with these boys in the back either.
Well, that has its own.
Well, I mean, later,
things
maybe.
that could happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe break time first. Yeah.
Oh, we are right at about that time. Let's do that. Let's take a 10-minute break.
My bladder could use it.
Yeah, I'm sure mine probably could too. It just doesn't know it yet. All right, folks, if y'all hang out, we're going to take a 10-minute break. I'm going to push a little commercial right at the beginning of it. Hold on. We will be back with some more of this advanced fuckery, as Ensign Stitch would put it.
Yes.
So, let's do this.
Yeah, there you go. Go Blues. There you go, Estrid. But they aren't going that well right now, really.
There. Now they can hear me. All right. Anyways, let's get back to Sound of the Tavern. Where did my...
Oh, tavern sounds, yeah.
All right. Why is it not tavern sounding? All right. Are you guys hearing that? Sometimes
Just-
my Sirenscape makes me close the client and reopen it. Oh, of
So, yeah,
course.
sir.
Give me a moment. I just recently updated Sirenscape.
Nate, are
And
you also in the Gentleman's Club? You're in the same place, aren't you? The upscale.
yes, she is in the Gentleman's Club, lurking around in the back corners.
Yes, I am.
Do we see her go by at any point in time?
Well, you might end up coming into the hallway at the same time I'm, face planted on the floor.
Not
know.
yet, you
No.
haven't. However, make me a notice check for that, as a matter of fact.
Me or them?
Them.
Okay. That's what I figured.
No. Hey, did you hear that? Somebody's knocking on the floor upstairs.
Yeah, you heard a thump. That wasn't upstairs. That's on this level. But it's down that hallway over there, through that curtain that the food comes out of.
Not enough to pay attention to. But
Yeah, not enough to pay attention to. Actually, beyond that curtain is the prep room, and beyond that is the hallway where she's at. So she hasn't actually been out into the dining room where you guys are yet.
well, this flank that is passing for what they call beef Wellington in Port Royal has got Alistair's attention right now because it's been fish for a while.
Fish and goat. Barbacoa. All right. So while you guys are sitting there eating, you do hear some gossip and how people are talking about the Countess Dune, who's a local socialite and the belle of the upper crust of Port Royal, and how they're wondering who will gain her affections next after Lord Trevor swept in and, had whatever. They spent a lot of time together and then he swept back out. And so there's, she's the lovely young miss whom scandal constantly swirls around and intrigue. And she apparently had some sort of dalliance with Lord Trevor while he was here. But that is something you will have overheard. All right.
That makes her
Napes?
suspicious.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Napes, you get up and you brush off your bruised ego. What do you want to do now? There are servants moving back and forth in the hall, and they're kind of moving around you. Nobody's much paying you any mind at this moment.
Okay. Yep. How many doors are there actually in this hallway? I've been to 2.
There are like 5. 2 on one
Oh.
side of the hall and 3 on the other. One on the one side of the hall was locked. The other one was that poker parlor.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna just kind of go to the next one.
All right. There's one with a fancy looking door, and then there's a couple of less fancy looking doors at either end of the hallway.
I'm gonna try the less fancy ones first.
The one near the kitchen end of the hallway or the one near the dining room end of the hallway?
perhaps the kitchen end of the hallway.
All right, you slide down there and you pop the door open, and there's a little cubby hole, or not a cubby hole, but there's a stairway going up.
Okay, we're gonna try that.
All right. You go scampering up the stairs, and you see another long hallway with a number of doors. And you can see at the far end of the hallway what looks like another stairway that goes up another level. So perhaps that door you didn't check down there, the one near the dining room end, probably goes down.
Okay. So, but you said that it's it continues up.
Yes, and these look like it almost looks like a hotel, maybe private rooms. There's nobody up here right now that you can see.
Okay, I'll go up one more.
All right, you scamper down to the far end of the hallway and go up to the third floor, and it comes to a door. It's a fairly heavy door, and it looks like it's barred from this side.
Barred.
Barred.
Huh. So I'm gonna put my ear up to it and
make me a notice check.
Okay. Oops. It's over
here. You hear the evening gulls, the sounds of bells in the harbor. It sounds like it goes out onto the roof, actually.
Ah. Hence the bar on the inside. Okay.
Hence the bar on the inside.
All right. She makes that mental note for, another time. And
you gonna leave the bar in place?
You know what? No, I'm gonna move it.
All right.
Just in case.
Just in case you need a way
Just in case. Yep, or a quick way out without having to move a bar.
True. All right. Meanwhile, Stitch, you and Alistair are going through your plate of flank Wellington, horse Wellington probably. But what do you guys want to do next?
Well, Stitch, what did you hear earlier? I was busy typing notes on what he told me I'd heard. He was saying you'd heard something too, or overheard some conversation.
Was that the one about how the Countess Doone was seen in the company of Lord Trevor while he was here, and that they had some sort of tryst or affair going on?
All right, so no, it was something before that.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Yes, let me revisit that on my notes here. Let's see. Now I did give you the detail that the Navy was not happy with Governor Lynch because he squeezed the Commodore into giving up supplies to the expedition, and that right now Port Royal is short on shot and powder should a major altercation occur.
That came from Edward.
That came from Edward, yes.
Yes.
What did I overhear though in the restaurant?
I think you overheard that a number of young men were being recruited to Lord Trevor's cause. That he was seeking men with fencing academy creds. As there are a number of different
Oh, I'm not there, but you know, I was just thinking, press gang.
No, you don't press gang nobles.
You...
You
True.
fill their head with idealistic nonsense.
There we go. Okay, fair enough.
I remember if there was any other information I had given you. I don't believe there was. I think that was all the information I had for you here. Although you did also overhear that, hold on, let me refresh that. The governor's cotillion was happening in a couple of days, and it was the, it was the where to be for people looking to make contacts or network or look for information among the high society.
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Okay, that's what it was. So the cotillion.
And that's in 2 days. And you guys, well, you would, in order to get in, you would either need to crash it or you would need an invitation. An invitation means, well, you'd have to find somebody that could give you that invitation.
Would we know anybody that could possibly get us that information and get us an invite?
All right,
Scott Bradley?
Stitch. Well, you guys don't know Scott Bradley, but if you remember from last session, Stitch, you do know the beautiful Countess Dune.
That's right. And
You have had her affections in the past, and if I remember right, if you go back and check our Discord chat between you and I, she had a secret that you know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Just want to remind you of that.
Yeah, I suppose we could go back to her and ask her if she could get us invitations, or get additional invitations.
Well, you did overhear that she was consorting with Lord Trevor when he was here too. So, can she be trusted?
I don't trust any woman.
How blood knock of you.
I don't trust women. Well, it is.
He's
what
an
it
English sailor.
I've seen enough of the backs of women. So yeah, I'm gonna go over there and see if I can either schmooze or intimidate her to get us tickets.
She is. You want to go to her estate? She is not here. This is a gentleman's club. There are only men here mostly.
Well,
men and a few consorts.
I'm not gonna go in the middle of the night, but I will go in the morning.
So, all right. So you guys want to retire for the evening back to your boat? Or do you have other goals in mind? It is still fairly early in the evening.
Alistair is not comfortable yet with his authority on the ship, so he wouldn't stay too far from the ship.
All right.
Some of the sailors are not loyal to him yet, and
yeah, I think we need to batten down those hatches as well, and give them, give these people the opportunity to stay with us or fuck off. And if they fuck off, then we're gonna need to recruit fresh crew.
So you learned a few things, and you're headed back to the ship. Napes?
I would like to take some maybe a hogshead of good rum back to the ship for the sailors for the night.
Yeah, that could be arranged.
Okay.
All right, Napes.
Yes.
You have found another way into and out of the building.
Yep.
What's your next play?
Okay. I'm gonna go back down, and let's see. So have I done basically all the doors but the locked one?
All the doors but the locked one. It appears that if you investigate a couple of the doors on the second ones, they're all kind of like, suites of rooms. It opens into a parlor, and then from there that opens back into a bed chamber. It looks like, guest suites for people that wish to stay overnight at the Gentleman's Club.
Okay.
most of the rooms up here are currently unused. I would say there's probably 6 of them, 6 of these suites up here.
Okay. And how many of them
one
are
of them
being
has
used?
the door. One of them has the door locked. The rest seem to be unoccupied right now.
Okay. Let's see.
Then there was a door on the first level, which was almost certainly an office of some sort.
Right. Yep. I'm gonna knock, not like super, not loud or anything like that, but I'm gonna just kind of, knock on the door to that the locked one.
All right. You
And
knock
just
on the
wait
door.
for a moment, and I'll wait.
There is
to
no
see if
answer.
anything- Okay. Mental note for later. Okay. So, I'm gonna go back down, and the locked office. I'm not
Roll me a
terribly
d12.
worried about that. Okay. Oops. Where am I? There I am. Oy.
As you pop your head out the stairwell, you hear a voice say, "There you are!" And somebody grabs you by the back of your shirt, and
Okay.
you get kind of frog marched back out into the back area and then shoved towards a table with more rolls. It's like,
Okay.
get back to work. The food's getting cold.
Yes, sir. And I grab another, I grab a tray of rolls, and as I'm going through the hallway, the smell is making my stomach rumble.
Yep.
And I'm gonna see if I can pocket a couple of the rolls without anybody seeing.
Yeah, you probably could pocket 2 or 3 of the rolls and then bring them out and
Yep. I just bring them out and set them down, and
all right. Right about then, one of the the food servers will say, "You grab that pitcher and follow me," and leads
Yes.
you out into the dining room. And you guys see
Yep.
Napes in a server uniform carrying a big pitcher of beer, following another waiter out of the dining room as he goes over to tend to one of the tables.
Well, I'm not going to blow a cover.
So I would say I would try to make an announcement, something like, Ensign Yosser, I believe I'm headed back to the ship for the night, loud enough for Napes to hear as she goes by, and kind of let her know where we're headed.
I know that voice.
Stitch, you gonna go with him, or are you gonna stay
Yeah.
here?
I'll say in another loudish voice. Yeah, it is a fine time to retire, Captain.
All right. And so
All
you
right.
guys will make your way out of the dining room.
Okay.
As you guys
Yep.
make your way back down to the ship, I'll take notice checks.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if I can get lucky.
Oh no.
Nope.
Ooh.
All right, you guys make your way back to the ship. Uneventful. Napes, are you going to stick around and try to look for more information, or are you done? Because you're
I
just going to
am-
keep getting caught by the kitchen master and put back to work.
Right. Let's see. I guess I'm just kind of like listening to conversations or whatever, and if let's see. Oh, the kitchen guy, I'll actually ask him, or the server, I guess. I'll say, there's a few gentlemen in the in the other room. Should I bring something to them?
Nope, those rooms are private. If they need service, they'll call for it. Other than that, they are not to be disturbed.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna keep trying to do like the serving part. See if I can, be doing that for a minute.
All right.
I'll be like, you need any more help?
You're gonna see
I'm
if
here.
you can overhear anything else. Make me one more notice check.
Okay.
Wowzer!
I
All
see
right.
and hear everything. I heard a flea fart off the dog in the alleyway. Jesus.
All right. You overhear that let's see, which piece of information do I want to let slip?
Would my I don't know if this would do anything, but my treasure hound, would that
Not here, but
treasure
you,
could be information?
but
Yeah, you're reaching, I think.
you did you
Hey.
did overhear that while the war spite was here,
Mhm.
Lord Trevor and a few of the officers came ashore, but other than a few of the senior officers, nobody boarded or left that ship. And that you'll overhear two naval officers discussing that.
Okay.
And that is and other than that, until you decide to slip away, the kitchen boss will keep you busy the rest of the night.
Okay, no, I'm gonna slip away. And yeah, I'm gonna
So you guys have some pieces to the puzzle now. You're gonna head
Yeah.
back to the ship, or you want to do something else? It is starting to get late. The streets aren't as populated, but you do see, patrols. There are soldiers that patrol the streets at night here.
Okay. No, I'm gonna I'm gonna quote unquote go home. I'm gonna once I'm like out of sight, or I might even leave via well, you want to leave via the roof? Not really.
Yeah,
I don't know,
climbing
yeah.
down could be difficult, but not impossible.
No.
Not for you.
No. I'll I'll go and I'll serve something, and at the front door from the inside, what is it?
There's a little foyer area where people would check their coats and hats, and a stand with a maitre d' who will show people to their tables, and then there's a double door that goes out past the two goons.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over and up to the start to go through like past the maitre d', and I'll look at him and I say the head server said he needs you real quick.
And he'll,
It's
all
something
right,
important.
make me a persuasion roll, because he looks annoyed that you're up here bugging him.
Yep. Okay, come on.
He will scowl and say, and he will turn and mutter something under his breath and head
Mhm.
towards the back. All right, now what?
Okay. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna,
Dash out the doors?
yeah, I'm not dash, but I'll just kind of like, you know, go out the door and.
Scamper, scurry.
Yep. Exactly.
All right. As you come out, the 2 guards will turn to look at you, and one of them will say, "Told you this ain't the service entrance, boy." And he will kind of move to block your way.
I'll say, I was told to go this way. I have to go get something for. The.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Shit.
He doesn't
Yeah,
look
I
convinced.
say something. Yeah. I
You
say
start to
something-
stutter and sputter, and he doesn't look convinced.
Yeah. And that's where am I at? Where is it? There it is.
No, he is not convinced. He reaches out to grab you. If you can make a successful athletics roll, you can dodge him and run off into the night.
Okay.
You easily sidestep him, and he crashes into his buddy, and they both fall down because you got a raise on your athletics check. And you go scampering off into the night with the hot rolls stuffed in your blouse.
There we go. And I'll just as they crash into each other and fall, I just kind of giggle a little bit and just, and then I'm off. Gone.
All right. And you guys gather back at the boat.
And then as soon as I'm down a little ways, then I'm going to pull off the uniform top and, kind of look at it and be like, eh. And I'll just kind of double it up and put it over my shoulder kind of a thing. Just kind of drape it over my shoulder. And then I'm going to take out rolls and start munching them as I'm heading back.
All right. You guys can rendezvous back at the ship. And you have learned some things.
All right.
Ah, there it is.
That's good.
I knew it was only a matter of time before my internet wanted to drop frames.
Oh no.
No, it's a thing. It does it every day at around, but it looks like it did its thing and got done.
Oh, okay. So apparently he, whoever was, is loaded a very short porn.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, but that's the price you pay for living in a big apartment complex, is that you share the interweb with 100 people. Anyways, you guys are back at the ship. What have you learned? You've learned that Trevor
My notes.
leveraged, got the governor to leverage the Navy for supplies that the Navy didn't want to give up. You know that not many
so he
people...
did get the supplies.
Oh yes,
So,
he did.
Yeah, okay.
He did.
Okay, so I had the Navy commander, Commodore Temple, is not happy with Governor Lynch. He allowed Lord Trevor.
Yes, he made the Commodore give Lord Trevor what he asked for, and it has left the Port Royal stores kind of short right now. If Port Royal were to be attacked right now, it doesn't have enough powder and shot to defend itself. But that's not widely known. I mean, it's known among the naval officers and now by you, but...
So powder and shot have a extreme value in Port Royal right now. Good to know.
Right now, they do.
Okay, so Countess Dune might be able to get Loverboy.
Get us tickets to the
Yeah,
Tillion.
I guess Bloodknock at one time or another has been, friendly with.
Has been knocking.
Certainly. So you're going to go see Countess Dune, try to get us invitations to the governor's cotillion. Okay.
All right, and you also learn that he was recruiting blades.
Yep. Sword fighting academy
Yes.
students.
He spent time in the company of Countess Dune. There were a couple of pieces of information you didn't get from that, but they're there to be had elsewhere. All right. So the evening goes uneventfully. In the morning, early, the harbor master will send out, a boat telling you that a berth has been readied. Bring your ship into dock. What do you wish to do on this day?
Well, I
Probably
should
tend.
probably go
Yeah, I'll
ahead, man.
tend to business. Yeah, Bloodknock, you go. We'll have to get the ship into a berth. We're supposed to get a berth today. We'll have to take care of all that.
Yep, they'll do that.
I think Alistair is gonna kind of let Stitch go do his thing and just hang out with the ship at the docks, watch the sailors, see who might be loyal, stick around, see who might not, pay the men who want to go.
Yeah, and Ms. Cookie will excuse herself to go deal with
Fellow sheep.
the administrator and take care of her business. All right, so Ensign Stitch, you're going to go visit the Countess Dune. You know she has an estate on the edge of town. You get all gussied up and slicked up, and you head out there. And as you come up to the estate, you can see that there's a doorman standing out front, and he's kind of just looks kind of bored, eyeing you as you come up. And they'll say, "Can I help you, officer?"
Yes, I would like an audience with the countess, please. Tell her that it's her friend. She knows me as Stitch, or would she know me as Yossa?
She would probably know you as Stitch.
All right. Well, I'll say to see. I would, and I'll introduce myself.
And he will look dubious and say, "Wait here, sir." And he will go into the house, and he will, be gone for some time, and he will come back and he will say, "The Countess will see you, sir." And he will lead you in to a parlor, and there is the beautiful Countess Dune, all curly red hair and smiles. And she'll say, "Why, my dear Stitch, what brings you back to Port Royal?"
And I'll scurry forward and get down on one knee, take her hand, and kiss it.
And she will make the big show of being all aflutter. She's playing the whole game. She'll say, "I do declare I miss good English hospitality and respect. Just don't get enough out here among the heathens."
These common folk.
The common folk. Yes. What, pray tell, brings you to our humble home, sir?
I have a little favor to beg, a boon to ask.
Indeed.
Me and two of my associates require invites to the cotillion that's coming up soon.
Do you now? Well, it just so happens that I have an invite and a +1, so I could, and she'll flutter her eyelids at you, use an escort.
Is there any possibility of purloining other invites?
That will take some doing. I'm not sure what I can do about it. How should I put it? What's in it for me if I do that?
What
Oh,
would you
boy.
like?
Ooh.
Well, I don't know. She'll look around a very nice house and say, well, seems to me I have almost everything a girl could want. However,
Here it comes.
I do have a taste for wine. And it seems that all the vintage I have is the nasty Virginian stuff that the British colonies ship. I could use some good European wine. If you could have procure me perhaps a bottle or two, maybe,
I think
just
that can.
maybe,
I
I
think
can
that can
get
be
you an
arranged.
invite to the cotillion.
I think we don't. We have some good Spanish wine back on the ship.
Um, you do know about such things.
Yeah. I mean, Cookie had something like that, right? Maybe I could persuade Cookie to part with a few bottles.
And so, pray tell me, why do you need tickets to this cotillion?
Oh, we're looking for some information. And we figured the best way to get it would be from the horse's mouth, so to say.
Ah, well, there will certainly be some horses' asses, mouths at the cotillion.
I'm sure they will make my sweet.
Now, why don't you see about that wine? And I'll see about some more tickets. Stitch, make me a spirit check.
Oh. There you go.
Make me a notice check at -2.
I'm gonna get a -2. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Oh. There we go. Notice? No, I'm not gonna notice anything.
Nope, not quite. Nope. All right. And she will say, "Now, if you will excuse me, I am entertaining other guests this afternoon."
And I will kiss her hand, bow, and make my way out.
All right. With your spirit check, you just get the vibe that there was something a little off in her voice and mannerisms. Like, I don't know, not so entirely sure you should trust her.
Uh-oh.
You're not sure.
Well, I can return with some wine and see what happens from there.
All right, make me another notice check as you head back to the ship. Meanwhile, Alistair, you're hanging out with the crew. They're, you know, busy, prepping their stuff, cleaning their clothes, getting the ship in order. They know that when Ms. Cookie gets back, they're going to get their payouts, and at which point, you know, their contract labor, as far as they're concerned, this trip is over. Um, what do you want to do to try to retain some of them, or do you want to just let them go?
I would just tell them that that the Daring will continue through the Caribbean for ports of call and normal business, and that Miss Cookie, or whatever her official name is to the crew, will stay aboard. I will captain the ship. They are welcome to stay on, but I will say that we expect potential trouble in the near future. And if I lose them, then but I will tell them that their share of anything that would be taken from pirates or other ne'er do wells, they would be given, an equal share and not expected to fight, but there would be a share divided up among the crew as well.
Okay, give me that persuasion roll.
Oh,
Let's see how convincing you are. All right. Of the 12 sailors that are here, 7 of them decide to stay, which will leave you 5 sailors short of a minimum for this crew,
okay.
Even with our own sailors from.
even with your own sailors.
So we've got 4 of our own. We lost
Actually,
one.
no,
5.
they were 3 short. With your 5, that put you 2 over. Um, you're losing 5, so you're down 3. You need to recruit a minimum of 3 people to have the crew's complement. A
I'd like to
minimum of
recruit
3
some
sailors.
Marines too.
Marines might be available as well, but they would be a bit more. But
Well, and then you have to. We probably don't want Marines, do we?
I wouldn't.
mercenary Marines are,
Oh, mercenary Marines, yes.
no, yeah, no, not, yeah. Basically, by Marines, they mean fighting men that fight aboard a ship.
Gotcha.
Like those, like the fencing academy that,
Yeah.
yeah, some blades. I mean, to have say 4 blades to help defend the boat, and 3 sailors. That's hiring a crew of
Well,
7. And if we lose a sailor, we're down to we're below our minimum. So we really
yes.
need probably about 10 hired hands to pick up out of this port.
All right. Now, if you're looking for blades, Henry Davenport has a fencing academy here. The Royal Fencing Academy is here. There is a ladies' fencing academy here. There is also a place called Peg Legs Academy.
They teach you how to fight with one leg or
Oh,
what?
yeah, they
I think
teach you dirty fighting and stuff. But
Ooh.
there are a number of different places that you could recruit blades from here. Yes. As well as you could just go to the garrison and try to lure some soldiers away into private.
Well, let's see what. I mean, we're going to be in port for a couple of days. Hopefully, at least Bloodknot can attend. See what he can find out from the governors. Perhaps he can. If we get into whichever one of us, if we get into the governor's cotillion, then there's bound to be naval officers there who aren't real happy with the governor right now. Plant a few seeds of distrust with Lord Trevor, blah, blah, blah. That's kind of the way Alistair sees this whole visit to Port Royal going right now. Plant some seeds of distrust with pertaining to the governor and Lord Trevor. Something is afoot. Maybe we can get some Marines that are, who knows?
All right. Well, let's do this. Stitch, make me a vigor check. Stitch, you have recovered from your wound.
Yay! Can you take it
Yay.
off my freaking?
You should be able to take it off. You should just be
Yeah.
able to click on it and remove it. There you
Yep.
go.
Thank you.
But
Yay!
yes, you have a nice little scar, but yeah, you woke up this morning and it felt a lot better.
Thank goodness.
All right. So you make your way back to the ship. Alistair, you seems like you've convinced, some of the crew. Now you know what you're going to have to recruit. Napes, on this morning, what would you like to do?
I guess I, of course, after telling him, what I found out or whatever, that we put it all together and say, so now what, Captain? What do we?
Well, we could let the sailors that are staying with us, we could give some shore leave to them while we stay at the ship, manage it, talk to Bloodknock, Napes, and Cookie and say, look, we need to hire, at least a minimum of 5, but preferably about 10 sailors / Marines, and maybe plan on sailing out of here in 2 days. We'll see what Mr. Bloodknock can come up with. See if we can get into this party. And then
a party.
maybe even a direction to go concerning Lord Fukar.
Yep. There were a couple of pieces of information that are still out there to be had. You just haven't gone to the places to find them yet.
Captain, would you be needing, say, a personal servant for this event?
That I might. But his lordship.
Servants aren't typically invited or brought to such things.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
You know what we
If
could
they're-
use? We could know some rumors that are going around down on the wharf. Some of the taverns where the common sailors drink. That's what
All right.
So
we
you
could
want
use
to
some
go
rumors
grunge
from
up
there.
some information from the seedier places?
Find
Sure.
out what the scuttlebutt is.
The captain doesn't want to. No, he.
No. I will go and yes.
All right.
So,
there's this nasty
and
little
I'll say-
hole called the Bottle and Blade, and then there's the Three Ferrets, which is kind of like the middle ground. The drinks are watered and the food of questionable origin, and most of the clientele at the Three Ferrets are missing limbs. So it is, a kind of a scuzzy place.
they're missing
But
limbs.
then
well,
there's
then I'll have
the
an
Bottle
advantage.
and Blade, which is very lowbrow and rough, and not the kind of place that nice people would hang out.
Okay.
You might find some toughs there, but
Well,
so which of
I'll
these
say,
places appeals to you?
Well, I'm gonna go to the rough one first, cause might as well start with the worst one and then work my way up.
All right. At this time of day, there's a lumpy-looking old man behind the taps there, and maybe 2 or 3 mostly passed out individuals. But during the day, it's fairly quiet. But as you pop in, the barkeep will kind of give you the eye and pull a kind of a crusty looking wooden mug down off the shelf and open the tap and pour out some beer and
Right.
set it down in front of you and say, "It's what we got."
It's all right.
Not many people here in the middle of the day. What brings you?
Well, shore leave is shore leave.
And you smell the beer, and it smells kind of sour and stale. It doesn't smell very good, but it's beer.
Yeah, and I just I'll pretend to drink some.
And you see that it's a pretty rowdy place. Over in the corner, it looks like, is that a fighting pit? With some sand and, it looks like
Yeah.
at night this place could be pretty rough. But right now it's kind of calm.
Yeah, and I'll ask him. I'll say, what's that over there for?
That's for if you have a difference of opinion. You can go over there and settle it.
Save some furniture, I would imagine.
Oh. That's all right. I'll
And
say,
you can see, there's some dark stains on the wall, and the area is covered in sand. It looks like more than a few people probably got stabbed and bled out in that pit.
Right. Okay, I'll say, the ship I'm on now, it's alright, but it's, I don't know, I think I can make a better fortune somewhere else.
There's
Any other
always
big...
loot to be had.
There's what?
There's always loot to be had.
Ah. Is that what this guy says to me?
Yeah, he does. He says there's always loot to be had. You know, if you're
Where?
looking for a ship, I
Hmm.
could put you on to a couple of captains.
That... Yes, please.
All right. If you want to come by tonight, a gentleman who calls himself Captain Scum usually hangs around here. He's always looking for a few good blades.
Okay.
Captain Scum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Is that SCUM?
and I'll say...
Yep.
that's-
SKU? SCUM?
I thought it would have been.
SCUM.
Yeah.
I couldn't come up with names, so I have two pirate captains operating out of this. One is Captain Scum. The other one is Captain Villainy.
Summon villainy!
Scum and villainy, of course.
Treacherous rat bastards.
Oh my
It's
god.
not their real names, but it's the names they're known by.
It will work.
There you
But
go.
you'll find out that the Bottle and Blade is the hangout of the notorious Captain Scum.
Ah,
And that,
I see.
you know, this would be a place to come if you're looking for a fight, or if you're looking to recruit pirates, or if you're looking to do something else dastardly, or have something else dastardly done. And that is what you will find out about the Bottle and Blade. Other than that,
Okay.
there is no information to be found here on Lord Trevor. However, if you had come at night, there would probably have been a fight.
Right. Okay. And I will thank him very much. And, you know, maybe if he's at some point when he's not looking... I imagine the floor in this place is pretty nasty.
It is. It's like, if the floor was a wall, you could walk up it.
Hickey.
Yeah, this place.
yeah, I'm just gonna
this
kinda
place
like-
smells like whale oil and piss and vomit and stale beer. It's not a very pleasant place.
Stale beer and stale people.
Probably a little bit of blood too. There's this faint tang of dried blood on the air. It's like
Yep.
generally a really scuzzy place to be.
Fair enough. All right, so I'm gonna...
Great place if you want to get in a fight. Literally.
There you go. Yeah. So I figure, well, you know, if Stitch needs to blow off steam later or something, send him here.
If you guys are looking for a bar fight, there will be one here.
It's a ballroom blitz.
Might make some money.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah, actually, I will ask him. Is there betting on these fights or these disagreements?
Of course. That's what makes them fun.
Ah, excellent. I will. I will make sure that people see if I can bring a few friends. And you say Captain Scum, huh?
Yeah, Captain Scum. And this old bartender kind of looks like Fred Mertz.
Who is Fred Mertz?
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
my God.
Paul's not American. He wouldn't know who Fred Mertz is.
Well, okay.
I Love Lucy.
So from I
The-
Love Lucy, it's
Oh,
the neighbor.
okay.
Fred and Ethel are
Yes.
are their neighbors.
Okay,
and
now-
so Fred is the cheap, grumpy old man. Yes,
Yes.
that is the
Yep.
bartender of the
Yep.
Bottle and Blade.
With the pants that kept getting higher and higher up his waist until it was practically around his neck.
Yes.
They called it the pants that ate Fred Mertz. So yeah, all right. So, when he's not looking or whatever, I'm gonna kind of like try to dump the most of
It'll
the beer
kind
out
of
on the floor.
soak into whatever that is on the floor.
And I'll say, all right, well, thank you. And let's see, what did it actually? How much was the?
Don't worry about it. We're not worried
Oh, okay.
about such details, I'm not.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're more about the story than such things.
All
So
right.
I'm
Well,
not going to
you know,
sweat you on
Keeping
ticky-tacky
track of the
things.
beans.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's not.
Well, I was just like, I was gonna like leave him a
You
tip.
can
or
toss some
whatever
coins,
for
yes.
Yeah, I'll toss some coins as a tip and go out and really wipe my feet on the ground outside because that was
It
just
was pretty
disgusting.
gross.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I'll gonna head to the next one.
All right. The Three Ferrets Tavern is a large, sprawling place with tables everywhere. It is busy all day long. And you slide in there, and it's a kind of a seat yourself thing with servants bustling about everywhere, and people from all walks of life are in here. You've got your sailors and your fishermen, you've got the tradesmen, you've got the servants of the upper class, a few young nobles, and
Plumbing it.
yeah. And so it's a very very busy place, kind of like being in a mess hall almost, in that it's like constantly bustling. But the tables are all bench style, like a lot of European places are. So you don't get a private table; you get to sit with other people. And while you're sitting there, there's conversation, bantering around. Make me a notice check. Let's see what you overhear.
Well, I would actually like to sit, if I can, at least near enough to hear the talk of the, perhaps, the servants, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Just so that I can hear them. And then you said you wanted notice?
Yes, ma'am. Ooh, with a raise. All right. The first thing you'll hear is that you'll overhear two of the serving girls talking about First Mate Grimes, which is a name you recognize, and how free he was with the gold, and how gifted he was in bed, and they would titter about each other. It would seem that First Mate Grimes, who is the first mate of the Warspite, spent several evenings here in the company of women, spending and talking far too much. And they will let slip that his master, Lord Trevor, was here negotiating with Governor Lynch, and that it had to do with someone in the Hole. The Hole being the nastiest, dankest British prison in the Caribbean, right here on the island of Jamaica.
Uh-huh. And I'm sorry, what's the governor's name again?
Lynch. Lynch.
Yeah. Okay. Which is kind of appropriate for
somebody that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We're discussing someone in.
Yes, he was negotiating with Governor Lynch, and that it had to do with someone in the Hole. Perhaps he was trying to, get access to somebody in the Hole, but you would have to get access to Governor Lynch to know that. And in order to get access to Governor Lynch, the best way to do that would probably to be at his cotillion, which, by the way, is being held at the Gentleman's Club.
Okay.
Love it how a plan comes together.
I know. Okay.
And so that is the tidbit that you will learn. And that is pretty much all of the
Actually-
information that you guys can find until you talk to Governor Lynch.
Okay. I actually say these servant girls.
Mm-hmm.
When I won't disturb them during their meal or whatever, but when they go to leave, I'm gonna leave as well.
Okay, at some
And-
point they'll go on break.
Oh, okay. So I thought these were upper crust servants.
Nope, they are just regular. This is a tavern. These are women that work here.
Okay,
They're
my bad.
not. They're not like the servers at the Gentlemen's Club who are treated like lackeys and punks. These are
No.
these are
I thought-
serving ladies that are actually they work here, and they're not
Right.
treated like just servants.
Right. No. What I was thinking is I thought you had said that there were servants of.
Oh, there are a few
He-
nobles that might be yeah, the ones that you overheard were not servants of the nobles, but there are a few nobles that have like page boys or other, footmen or people serving them. If you would like to get close to some of them. Were those the ones that you were trying to get close to?
Well, that's what I was thinking of, but this actually that ended up really, really well. But because I was going to go after them and say, hey, does your lord need any, any more servants or what have you? But
Additional help for the upcoming jamboree.
exactly. But I know that I can get into the other, the other place.
You have a way in now.
I do. I just can't get seen by the guys at the front.
Well, if you can get to the roof, that
Yeah.
door is unbarred.
It is. Well, and I can get in the back. I mean,
Getting to the
all I
roof.
gotta
Well,
do is
you never know. The security might be tighter if the governor's cotillion is going on there.
right. But if I go there and I already have a servant uniform,
You do have a servant uniform there.
yep. All right. So, at least we know now it's not at the governor's mansion. It's at the Gentlemen's Club.
It is.
So, that's actually pretty good information.
Yes, it is. Meanwhile, Stitch,
Yes.
you come back to the ship with the information that the Countess Dune, could maybe come up with a couple of more invites to the cotillion in exchange for one of those very expensive bottles of wine that Ms. Cookie has.
See what everybody says about that, including Miss Cookie.
She is off negotiating with the administrator for the delivery of goods, but you don't know how much of that wine is part of the deal. You do know where she keeps it, but I don't think you're the kind of person that would go there and snatch a bottle of wine, because it would be missed.
Yeah, I would probably ask permission.
Yeah, let's wait on Cookie.
All right. Well, Cookie will come back later in the day, accompanied by laborers and wagons, and they will start unloading the livestock. And there's one chicken coop that they load last, and you can see that these bottles. She'll take one case of the wine, 6 bottles, and have a nice little stash space in one of the kitchen chicken coops for it. She keeps the other case of wine, which would be 6 bottles minus the one that she had taken out to drink. So it appears that she still has 5 bottles of this very rare wine.
Yeah, so who has better persuasion? Because it's not me.
Well, do you just want to tell her straight up? I mean,
Straight
you've
up.
already have you given her the whole scoop on everything, or just
Yeah,
let her know that?
I thought we had.
So she knows what's going on, if you just tell
Yeah.
her straight up what's going on,
Yeah.
she might give up that bottle of wine to the
Okay.
cause.
Well,
And indeed, she will. But
Yeah.
she will insist that the caveat is that if she gives up this bottle of wine, she's going to be Alistair's date to the cotillion. She's
Well,
like,
I would be honored.
if I'm going to give this up, I'm not going to miss such a fancy affair. It's been too long.
My guess is you've got a fine dress you've been itching to wear out.
Oh yeah, she's a wealthy woman. She's been doing this kind of thing for a number of years and a number of husbands, and she's fairly well off.
Okay.
And she has no designs on you so much as she's just, fancy ball, I'm in.
Yeah.
But
All right, and I will. When I'm done with my stuff, I'm going to get back to the ship too. After
all
I
right,
find that information.
yes, you will find that out, and that is all the information you have. Now, folks, we are at about 11:45. I know it's a little bit early, but I think the governor's cotillion would be a great way to start our next session. So
Excellent.
I think we're gonna wrap it up a few minutes early here. Let's see if there's anybody out there. I don't really see you. Gary Con is live, but I don't think I would be a splash in the lake for that. So let me have a look here. See if we can find somebody to drop a raid on at random, whether they expect it or not.
Be funny if it was somebody at GaryCon.
Well, let me go see what they got going on over there at Gary Con Live right now. Oh, looks like they got a big celebrity thing going on over there. All right, I have to sit through the ad. Oh, Lord. 2 ads.
Oh, you know, it is
Twitch,
GaryCon.
you're killing me.
seriously.
iPad had to get in there.
Yeah, this is why I hate trying to raid people because, you raid somebody and then you don't get to see them accept your raid because you're watching somebody sell you Gatorade. So, no. I think I am just going to not fight that fight. We're going to say we have had a good day here, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Until then, all of you out there in Twitch land, thank you for coming by. Thank you for the subs and the biddies and just hanging out. And we will get back to the Pirate's Life next time. Say good day, folks.
G'day, folks.
G'day, folks.
Interested? Do you hear that yell in Sirenscape?
That was me.
Wilhelm.
That was you.
Wilhelm scream.